There. Morning, Carlos.
Well,
Loads of sort of team news to go through, really. Harry Toffolo and Pieper missed the Barnsley game, but are they going to be available to play on tomorrow? I've completely forgotten what day it is. Tomorrow.
yes, we hope that yes, because they are going to training today. I don't know yet how it's going to be the training, but if they training well and everything goes in the right direction, both players should be available for the next game.
Just how important is it to have two such influential players available to you?
It's very important for the team to have the maximum number of available players, especially in they are playing both as a right back and as a left back, and to cover this position with them, I think will be very important for the team. But the more number of available players we have, the better for us.
How did Josh Koroma do after coming or after playing during the week? Is he going to be available for tomorrow?
We are going to wait to the training of today, but I think when I was watching him very explosive in the first minutes. It's true that in the second half I start to be watching like he had less impact with his action because I start to feel that he was a long time without have the habit to play the game. But I think about the injury, like he was working a lot from the physical point of view. I don't think that he should have any type of problem in his recovery. Of course, the physical level is going to be a little bit hard for him to play in a row because he doesn't have this habit. But the faster that he adapt to this type of competition, to the fast adaptation, the better for him too.
And what about Carol Eiting? We saw him come on as a substitute and make a real impact. Would he be available to start, or would he be still looking at a place on the bench maybe?
We need to see how his knee reacts. It's very important because yesterday he did a recovery. Today we need to do something more functional in the pitch. And depending about how he reacts, we will make the decision. I think he's going to be one option to have with the squad. And if he is fine, he can be a starting player too.
Again, just how important is it to have somebody like Eiting and particularly his sort of forward momentum and have that as part of your armoury?
We know that he was a very important player at the beginning of the year. When he was available to play with us, he was an important. That's why he was playing many minutes. And his contribution was, like I told you, necessary for the team to add some points in the table. The other day, it's the same. Like we had to follow Koroma and him, Steelman too, as a long-term injuries. And always when you are in a long-term injury, you need a little bit of time to kind of adapt to everything that is related with the demanding of football. But the other day I was watching him the minute that he could play in a good shape, and I was watching him well. It's true that he didn't play any minutes neither with the B team. It's like we did the decision to put him directly with the first team. But if his body is reacting well, it's going to be one option too.
Would you like to keep hold of him beyond this season?
Sorry?
Would you like to keep Carol Eiting beyond this season? He's on loan at the moment, isn't he? Is he somebody you would like to sign on a more permanent basis?
Always about the future, I concentrate that right now. I think it's very positive to have the option to have him now in the last games because it was something that we didn't expect. But his recovery was really well and was working well. So that's why we can have him. And now my only important thing is that we start to add players to cover this part of the season that we are having right now.
And just a couple more on the injury front, Isaac Mbenza and Fraser Campbell. I think you'd said before it might be the Coventry game before they're back, but is there any chance that they could feature this weekend?
No, with Campbell, it's going to be impossible. Isaac didn't train yesterday. Isaac was working in the day of the game with the physio, with the medical staff, because he is receiving now a treatment, and I don't think that any of both are going to be available for the next game.
Okay. How determined are you to go to Blackburn tomorrow and just get the job done, get 3 points, and then it's pretty much safe, isn't it?
The most important thing is like be focused in the things that we can control. We are going to try to go there because we know that for us it's very important to add points. For us, it will be fantastic to can add 3 points. We know about how difficult Blackburn is going to do these things. But I think our level of determination, our level of passion to get it have to be massive. because of course it's very important to add the 3 points.
Do you think that you can make any comparisons between Blackburn and Nottingham Forest, who you beat last weekend? Are they similar in any way?
I think they are similar in terms of they both are teams that they want to play, especially Blackburn is a team that they have the mentality with the coach that they are having. They have the mentality to play. That's why for me they play with many offensive players. I think maybe, like I told you, they have more determination than Nottingham Forest, trying to have the ball, trying to make more moves in offensive half and be more dynamic team. In defense, I think they are a little bit more aggressive than Nottingham Forest too. But the similar things of both teams, like they are both squads with very good players. It's not something that I have to tell. It's something that we know. If you start to see the play that both squads have, they are good players. So they are good teams, and we know that both teams are going to demand our best to try to take something positive. We did versus Nottingham Forest. The other day versus Barley, the demanding of the game was totally different, for example, of the game of Nottingham Forest, and it's going to be was different too about what I expect that is going to happen versus Blackburn, because our teams that play with different styles, and we need to be ready to show our strengths adapting to the different styles.
You talked about different strengths. I heard the Blackburn manager, Tony Mowbray, saying he wasn't quite sure what to expect from Huddersfield. He'd watched the Barnsley game and watched the Nottingham Forest game and felt that you had different ways of playing in your armoury. How important is it not to be predictable and keep the other side guessing?
You are getting points is very important. When you don't get points, can be something more negative than positive. I think for me, it's important to know the demands of the game, what the game is going to ask you, and try to be the right answer about this demanding. The other day for me, versus Barley was a very tough game, a real battle in the pitch, with two teams that wanted to get the 3 points. Unfortunately, we couldn't beat them. And in some moments, we were a little bit better. And in some moments, we were suffering their attacks, or we suffered the style that they have. We wouldn't impose our style. That's why we try to find another way to try to impose. But in some moment of the game, especially in the last minute, we find the way how attack and how to create chances to them. So always is important and positive when you adapt and you give the right answer to the game.
Will it just be a huge relief if you can get a win tomorrow and be pretty much almost there and secure in the championship?
I think it's very important for us with 47 points, continue be looking to add points, because we know the with 47 points is not going to be enough to achieve our target. So our consideration, our concentration, our attention and our focus need to be just on this, how important is to add points right now, how important will be to finish the game with 50 points, how difficult it's going to be. But like I told you, we need to go to the pitch with all our level of intensity and determination to get it.
Will 50 points be enough?
I don't know, being honest, because something that nobody can know. But to add 50 points is the thing that we can add this weekend, and that's why we need to go with all our determination to get it, knowing how difficult and how tough it's going to be, because I know how Blackburn playing, I know how they press, I know how they're playing out, and it's going to be a real football challenge, a different challenge of the other day, but a real football challenge.
That's great. Thank you, Carlos. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Catherine. Ricky, we'll come to you, please.
Hi, Carlos. You said Fraser Campbell, it's impossible for him to play tomorrow. Is he going to be back before the end of the season then, do you reckon?
We expect to have him available for the game of Coventry, because we know he's going to spend 1 week more, and in 1 week more, with his character, I think he could be close to the team to help the team.
And Alex Vallejo has missed the last 5 games. Is he another one that you hope will be back before the end of the season?
Yes, everything after he was visiting the specialist, we received the confirmation that he could be making a normal training 2 days before Coventry, so he will be available if everything goes well in that moment. Now he's doing part of the training with some limitation, because he still cannot have any type of head contact with the ball. So we start to see we are making some of the drills. But the idea is that 2 days before Coventry, he will be making a full training and he will be ready to be available too.
And is that to come straight back in, or would he have to be phased into the B team first?
No. In the moment that he can play, is the same. It's going to be the same demandings. The only thing is like until that moment, he cannot have the contact with the ball with the head. Is the only limitation he had. But after this, then he continue being training. He continue making the normal drills, so the defending and attacking. But with the limitation, you cannot play any of the games.
What kind of a threat are you expecting tomorrow from Blackburn?
I expect what they are showing right now. They are a team that they want to have the ball, they want to attack, they are making a good play now. They have players to come play short and players to Galloway to come play long. They are an offensive team. They have this naturality. With the coach, they want to play, they want to attack, they want to create the chances. And in defense, they are aggressive teams. So it's going to be, I think both teams will play with similar identity, with similar style. Both wants the ball. So it's going to depend who has the ball in better condition, who create more chances, and both teams want to make a high press and make a good recovery. So both teams are going to show something similar in the pitch.
Josh Koroma obviously played, I think, 60, 70 minutes on Wednesday night. Is he someone that can play the last 3 games, or will he have to have a little rest in between? Because it has been out for, like you say, for such a long time.
Yeah, we need to see how he reacts. It's the same of 18. He was making a recovery yesterday, and we need to see how he arrived today to the training. He have one test before with the medical staff. Every player that is on doubt always have like a 2 hours before the training, one test with the medical staff. Depending about this test, we can modify or make the normal training with them, and depending about the training, we start to make the decisions.
And just on the, I know you're talking there about the reaching 50 points. Obviously, even if you do reach 50 tomorrow, you're still not mathematically safe tomorrow. But how important is it that you get it done as soon as possible? You don't want it going to the last day, for instance, do you? If rather than keep winning.
Of course, it will be fantastic to add 50 points now, because it's our option, our highest number of points that we can add in the next game. And it's one of the targets that we are going to have in our minds, because win games right now is very important for us. And after the things, there is more speculation. What we need to be is just concentration on the things that we can control. We can control to perform well. And if we perform well, we have more options to achieve the game, knowing that it's going to be very difficult, very tough. But our level of determination have to be related with this.
And obviously, just 3 games to go. This season started a lot later because of last year. I mean, it just seems as though it's been never ending. Are you quite happy for the season to be over soon?
I think now I only can be happy when we get our target, when we achieve our target to keep the team in the championship. It's something that is being hard in the last game, because we know that the results are not being very positive, and when the results are not being positive, you spend more than the necessary time, or the time that you wanted to spend to achieve the target. But we need to be ready to continue fighting. We need to be ready to compete. We need to be ready for all the options and all the possibilities. In football, everything changes very fast. In 2 days, you play another game, and after every game, the situation in the table changes. We want to make this situation change in our favor. It's like being positive for us, and this has to be our concentration now. And more than be happy or not be happy with the year or with the end of the year or something like this. I mean, we need to be very happy when we achieve our targets. And until that moment, we need to continue playing with all our responsibility to get it with all our concentration to achieve it too.